1,000, so I'm going to do 1,000. And this is why by the way, for those listening, I'm five times. My name's Foster. Talking from the Tasty Bones account. I usually don't use this account too much because I'm still kind of learning the whole Twitter thing. But we figured it would be best if so once I can drop it, I can drop the little sneak peek from the official account. So again, I
Yes.
apologize for that, but if you're here, go retweet it. We still need to get to 1,000. So
Let's go. Happy to have you, Foster. Nice to meet you. My name is Mitch, obviously, and yeah, we're so excited to talk with you.
yeah, I was so excited when you guys reached out to us. This is like really incredible. It's still like, it's to me, it's still an unreal experience, like how fast and, how many people are really interested in Tasty Bones. Like we could have never imagined it. And we really do appreciate, all the love we've been getting from everyone.
Hell yeah! I mean, in Metaverse HQ, what's funny is our little humble NFT community uh, that we have in here. There's not a single project that sort of goes not into our radar. We're sort of purveying the NFT like metaverse lands for the latest projects, the upcoming drops, maybe even some self-mints. We're always staying in tuned, and Tasty Bones has been something that just keeps getting brought up, and when it's brought up enough times, it's sort of larger than life. It becomes this big thing, and that's why we have to reach out and get you guys on here, and we're just happy to hear your story, hear about how you got into NFTs. It sounds like you're learning this Twitter thing like we are. We just like we might get rugged in a mince, Twitter might rug us heavily. So definitely prepare for that.
I mean, it isn't a Twitter space unless somebody gets rugged. So that's just part that I do know about Twitter at this point.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know of a single software or a single in real life thing that won't rug you. And I don't know. We're just happy to have you. So, is there anyone else from your team, someone we can bring up? We've got like 10 people requested to talk, and I don't know which one of your members we should bring up to
I
speak as
think
well.
it's just me today. Our collabs manager is in the audience, but he's actually at work right now, so he won't be able to talk. But other than that, the rest of our team, who most of them live in the Philippines, they're all asleep right now. So you're just stuck with me today.
I love that. I think we can keep you in and out of trouble today. Also, shout out to the Philippines. I am Filipino. When I'm not doing metaverse things, I really appreciate the fact that you are working with a global team. Are you also based out of like the Southeast Asian region? Can you give us a little bit about your team?
Yeah, so well, I can go over the team, the our entire team. We have myself, I'm Foster, five times distilled. I am the project manager. I am based in the United States and the East Coast. I am currently a PhD student, and I got started with Tasty Bones. I was actually the community manager over at a much smaller project, Approving Corgis, and I was, planning a lot of events there. I planned this big, crazy Christmas event. And Aya, who actually also started as an artist over at Approving Corgis, she was working on this, and she kind of saw the amount of work I was putting in, and she reached out to me along with Royal Labs, who are developers, and they asked me if I wanted to be the project manager. And after talking to both of them, seeing the art, and talking about their plans for the future, I loved it. So I
Love that.
accepted. Yeah, and that's how I got involved.
That's awesome. Approving Corgis. Actually, I'm well aware of that project. One of my closest friends in the metaverse, Kfish. Maybe you know him. He is,
Yes.
I believe he's an ambassador for them, but now he works at
Yep.
Origins. He's been a Metaverse HQ member for quite some time. So Approving Corgis was this really cool slept on project, and that's really awesome to hear that you first learned the ropes community managing, and now you're project managing for your own project. Before we get into Tasty Bones, I just love to call out that we are receiving word that the Dead Fellas Discord has been hacked. So please, everyone, tread carefully today. Do not engage with any links that look suspicious on there. Just want to point that out. We just got that call out in Metaverse HQ Discord. So um, be careful and please mint responsibly. So, Foster, back to you. Tasty Bones, tell me all about it. We've got myself and Jacob here, by the way. Little brief introduction. We represent an NFT community where we analyze the market, trade and invest NFTs full time. We like to find whitelist partners, partners in general, to help with the longevity of the project. And so forth. And Tasty Bones was one on our radar, and yeah, we're happy to help support your pre-launch phase, you could say, and then however we can collaborate in the metaverse from here on out. So, would love to get your background on what Tasty Bones is, and what you have planned. Maybe we could start to drip a little bit of alpha. I know we haven't hit 2,000 likes and retweets yet on that post, but perhaps we can sort of warm the waters here. What do you think, Foster?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. And just to quickly mention, yes, I have actually talked to K-Fish a lot. He's a great guy, and we actually really did. He actually gave us a lot of advice for corgis. We talked to him, and we actually took a lot of his advice and applied it to Tasty Bone. So he definitely knows a thing or two. I'll say that much.
He's certainly busy clacking his keyboard from time to time.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah, he definitely is. um, yeah, so Tasty Bones. Well, first let's talk about how it started. As I said, it all started with Aya. She's 29 years old. She's from the Philippines, and she started as an artist from Approving Corgis. And back in September, she started drawing these, kind of minimalistic skeleton designs. And I asked her why, and she's like, "I just really like drawing skeletons." And I was like, "Okay." And then she kind of really started to think about it. And she's like, skeletons really represent this kind of dark thing of death. So then she started to really pair it with this vibrant and bright color palette. So that's kind of really the story about where our design came from. And then, people are asking us like, well, why did the food happen? Why do the Tasty Bones have food over the head? Well, she actually was really into the game Among Us. And, some of the little characters had floating, items over their head. And she took inspiration from that. And then, she really thought this idea of food and then building this lore about, there are a lot of real life, traditions and holidays where, people leave out food offerings for those loved ones that have passed away. So she really took from that, and then from there we built a lore, and then from that lore we actually are building a utility that goes hand in hand with it. So as more of the lore is released, more and more of the utility will kind of make sense for what we're thinking.
That's amazing. I really appreciate you giving, well, A, identifying talent, and B, giving opportunity to places that tend to sort of not be comparable to the opportunity we can find at the States. I'm also an East Coast boy, born and raised Jersey. And so I know, there is such a difference in opportunity when it comes to that. So artist is this artist that is involved with the team, will be involved with the team throughout the launch. Is she part of the team, like for not just creating of the art, but for the future? And I ask this because there's a recent allegation made yesterday on the Fishy Fam drop, and don't mean to FUD our boy Bando and also Kfish. Did enough of hosting an incredible spaces yesterday. I'm curious what the sort of compensation for the artist looks like, how everyone on the team will be incentivized to provide value, not just in the short, but the long term of Tasty Bones.
Yeah. So yeah, Aya's fully part of this project. She's still designing and built like we still have a lot of she's finishing up the art. I believe it's about this time like I think she said 98% done. She worked on the roadmap. We plan to keep her around, and I mean, you were saying like how we offered the opportunity to them who they're a little underrepresented. I would say it's quite the opposite. She offered the opportunity to me. She's the one, like her, and then Royal Labs, who a lot of the people there also are based in the Philippines. They're the one that gave me this opportunity. So I really can't take too much credit. I'm kind of just, the poster boy right now that goes onto the spaces and talks about it. But, they're really the ones, the devs, Dorgi, our operations manager, and Aya, the artist. They're the ones that make all the magic happen. Um, So I definitely wanted to mention that first. I really, I cannot give them enough credit. As I said, I just try to, help keep everything organized and everything, making sure everything gets pushed through when it's supposed to. As far as our plans in the future, yeah, I mean, we're keeping it around. Obviously, people have asked us, are there secondary collections? What are you doing for Metaverse? And we plan to keep everybody in our development team and everybody in our all of our artists around, and even as the writings are on the wall that again, there's no guarantees in the NFT space, but it's starting to look like that we will be fortunate enough to mint out based on the amount of people that are interested in us. We've actually just we're not only keeping the team that we have actually been expanding the team. So this is also new news. I'll drop this right here, and this has to do specifically with a utility, which I'll talk a little bit more specifically when we see the roadmap. But we just talked to and hired an advisor. He wants to remain anonymous, so I won't disclose too much of his information. But he has a doctorate in behavioral economics, and what he really does is his real life job is setting up these experiments. He'll set up a very controlled game, and he'll see how game as in game theory, just to clarify that. And he sets it up and then sees how people react to it. So once we see the roadmap, he's actually really helping us refine and our utility so that we can bring the most value to our holders.
Got you. So I'm curious, Foster, when you talk about value, talk about roadmap, um, a lot of projects coming into the space that have been in the space for quite some time, they set an expectation with their community, and it's really tough for a community to hold those that team accountable. I'm curious what sort of projects Tasty Bones has sort of. I don't want to say model, but perhaps inspiration might be the better word here, Foster. Well, what's some of
Mhm.
your like inspired or collections in the NFT space that have inspired Tasty Bones in terms of not just art and like aesthetics, but more so the expectations of delivery, what the roadmap will look like. Are there any in particular that you found most interesting that you wanted to sort of make into your own?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think the most successful projects right now are one, they're delivering on their promises and they're delivering on the utility, whatever that may be. And then two, I think the most important thing is those that are trying to expand. It's like Tasty Bones is going to be. We want this to be more than an NFT collection. We want this to be a brand. So those are the kind of projects we look up to. The people that are they're building a community bigger than just those that hold it, because then that allows them to build. They can have secondary collections, bring new people in, or more importantly to me, you're going to have all the support, even people that aren't holders. So once we start thinking about integrating ourselves into the metaverse, we'll have the support and be flexible enough to do that. A lot of people say right now, like, what are your plans for the metaverse? And my answer is, I mean, well, first of all, we're ways away. We still haven't launched, so we're ways away from integrating ourselves in fully into the metaverse. And I also like to say we really don't know what the metaverse is going to look like in a year. Obviously, there's things like Decentraland and Sandbox or 3D avatars where you can hang out with people from other projects. That's probably the most obvious answer, but which we most certainly are have talked about doing. But in a year's time, we really don't know what it's going to look like. So we want to build this brand so that once we get there and once we figure out what we want to do, we'll have the support of everyone in our community to do that.
I
So, oh,
love,
some specific names.
yeah.
One, Approving Corgis, a project that has not minted out, had a struggling floor price, and the dev team still, even though people would come in their Discord every day and flood them, they still are delivering on everything they promised. Two, I really look up to Doge Pound Studios. They just started off as the Doge Pound, and now they're building Doge Pound Studios, where again they're building this brand that's a lot larger than just their NFT collection. So just to give you specific names, not just traits.
No, I love that. I'm glad you rounded that out. About that was going to be my follow up question, and I think you harped on two good things, right? The first is the metaverse concept, where everyone is front loading this idea of the metaverse. A lot of these projects are claiming they're going to launch in the metaverse. Um, the fact of the matter is, we don't know which metaverse will be like creme de crop. We don't know what will be the Fortnite, the Call of Duty Warzone of play and earn gaming, of this future of the metaverse, right? Because we just don't have mass adoption yet. We might think that it could be the sandbox based on the alpha pass and all of that gameplay, and Jacob could jump into that. He was streaming that for our Metaverse HQ members. We could say that, hey, maybe it's Decentraland because Tomonoya Casino is fun and I've actually made money there. But we just don't know because there hasn't been this mass adoption of metaverses yet. So how could you front load or basically set an expectation to your community that you will launch into the metaverse when sort of like that blanket statement doesn't really it doesn't really do justice to the fact that metaverses just have not been widely adopted, and so that's not really a value proposition today, in my opinion. That's like strong enough for a community to gather around.
Yeah, we 100% agree. And I mean, even when everything that I tell my community is, I think it's also in our best interest as the development team to not really focus on it too much right now. Like obviously we want to do it in the future, but to be able to get to that point where we can integrate into the metaverse, as I said, we need the support. We need the first of all mint out. As I said, there's no guarantees in the NFT space. It does kind of look like that we have enough attention where that will happen, but you have to mint out, then you have to start delivering on what you promised, and you need to keep your community around. So there's a lot of big what ifs that you have to do before you can even think about it, which is why I said we're really focused on the beginning, because if you don't set the strong foundation, you're not going to be able to you won't have the support to do whatever you want once the metaverse really starts kicking off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob, you got it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys minting out, it might be real tough. You only have 145K followers, so those people probably aren't engaged at all.
Yeah. Again, I saw a project that had a lot. I'm still coming from Approving Corgis, my first project, where I looked at it. There was a lot of hype going into the mint, and it didn't mint out. So that's why even then, I still hold my breath. I've seen projects with a lot of hype. Then they make one or two big mistakes right before mint, and then all their hype dies. So again, I never want to get to the point where we expect something to happen. We really have to work for that to happen. So we're not letting our guard down, and me and the team have actually been really looking forward to in the roadmap. Little sneak peek, it gives you an idea of how long from when the art will be revealed. I should have added in the roadmap, dev team gets more than 8 hours of sleep, because that's what I'm really looking forward to. We've been working so hard because we have to hold up our end of the bargain to our community. So
Yeah, no, I know I joke, but I've loved how you guys have handled yourselves and how you're carrying yourself now, and the mentality that you have is so endearing, and it shows how passionate you guys are and that you're in it for the long haul. And we don't have a ton of information on the actual logistics or roadmap or utility right now, but just the way that you guys have gone about every step of the process. We've talked in DMs for a bit, but it's just been, yeah, really great to see, and really excited to see what you guys have. And just to give you guys an update, we have reached over 1,000 likes on the tweet so far. So if you haven't yet, like and retweet that. Make sure you're following Tasty Bones, Metaverse HQ, and yeah, I'm sure we'll get into the roadmap soon enough.
yeah, actually, would you mind if I just shout one person out while we're shouting out? Because I see him in the audience. His name is Looper.eth. So for those that haven't been following us, we just did our first charity auction. We were giving away an approving bone, which gets you a free mint to Tasty Bones if you hold it in your wallet. Again, there are some restrictions, so don't just go and buy them up. You can only get a max of 2 free mints, but the floor of the Tasty Bone last time I checked was 2 ETH, and he bought or the approving bone. Sorry, the approving bone was 2 ETH, and he bought the approving bone in our charity auction for 5.1 something ETH. And we, after the royalties and a very small gas fee to unwrap the ETH, we donated 4.73 ETH or $11,600 to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So I really want to throw a really big thank you to Looper, since I see him in the audience. Again, I cannot say how much, like, that society has a really personal connection to my heart and to my family. And I literally woke up this morning and I literally was crying, telling my team, I was like, I can't believe it. So we want to thank you. And for those that are still interested, we just launched our second charity auction. Our next society we're giving to is called Action Against Hunger, where we're the delivery, we're the skeletons that deliver food to the souls. So we decided to take a little break from that and deliver to people around the world that need it the most. So go check it out. We have a tweet about it. And again, I just cannot say again, thank you so much, Looper.eth. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a great call out. And Looper, if you want to request, I'm sure we can get you up here later and have you tell your story a little bit.
I love that. Shouts to Looper, and also shout out to you guys for putting that together with the brand that you've built and the sort of influence that you've amassed to put together an auction like that and have that go to charity. I mean, that's incredible. That's why we do it, right? The best advice I ever got from a mystical and magical NFT trader by the name of Sneaky Ninja Pants was the most, not to say that it was doing it to receive, but when you give back, that's where it really feels and hits home to you, especially with what we do at Metaverse HQ, where we're constantly trading and all the numbers seem meticulous. To be able to put an effort like that, Foster, that's really awesome, especially behind your brand. Commend to you. And I'm curious, what does your roadmap look like, right? So you have the second auction coming up. You've got launch coming up. What does your roadmap look like up until launch? What are those logistics points? What are the challenges you're facing? Can you give us some insight into that?
Yeah, 100%. So don't expect 100 things on this roadmap. I mean, as I said, there's just major points, and we'll talk about them once it released. I think we only have about 200 more retweets, and then I can post them, and then we can really dive into it. But up until launch, we have the one charity auction right now. We have two more. And then as far as on our end, we have a couple community events planned. We're planning a big party with the DJ Tropics, who's actually a really close friend of mine. That will happen right before launch. We don't have an exact date yet. And for really until the launch, right, it's mostly just us making sure, crossing our T's, dotting our I's. We're making sure our contract's getting audited. We're testing our website. We are doing QA on all the art. So really it'll be a lot easier to talk about it when we see it.
Got it. Can we talk about? I think that with what happened recently with the Fishy Fam scenario, I'd love to hear your take on how what the process is from a development standpoint. I know Kfish, you're in talks with him, and he's an incredibly talented and tedious, meticulous developer, and also absolute NFT degen. Can you talk about how the process on the development is going of the contract? Is there anything special? Is it an ERC 721A like Azuki did when they brought it to the forefront and totally innovated the space there? Are you considering what gas would be like? Can you talk to us about the technicals of the contract so we can sort of, I don't know, address the issue that happened yesterday with Fishy Fam and how we can assure that that won't happen with Tasty Bones?
Yeah, I'll do my best. Now, development is and the actual dev side is not my strong suit, but I've been told a couple of buzzwords to say, so I'll try. And also, I'm not super familiar what happened with Fishy Fam. I kind of got the TLDR on it, so I really not 100% sure what happened, but I can talk about I can talk about our contract in general. So first, our dev team has the two main developers have over 10 years of blockchain experience, one of them being one of the major developers on the NEM blockchain. So they definitely have quite a bit of experience, and they've also written other contracts in the past, so they are familiar with the NFT contract process. So first, let's start with gas fees because I know that's obviously a big concern. And for those of you that saw our mint price, we announced our mint price this week. It's 0.069 ETH. And myself and the team, I'm a college student. I wanted this to be a project I could afford. And I'm personally not. I'm not a big fan when you see projects with really expensive mint prices. I understand why a project would do it because it builds the capital to then develop upon. But for me, it was more important to make this affordable, something that I would actually not be priced out of. And obviously, another big factor of that is your gas fees. So we are using a 720A to the best of my knowledge. I believe I was told we were using 720A. There's something about a Merkle tree in there, and I know that we're not using. Yeah, that's how I was just like they told me that and I was like, whatever that means, I'll make sure I say it.
I've
And
heard that before.
yeah, and then I know that they're also like they're not using the enumeration feature, which I think they said cuts down on gas by 70%. So we do expect this to be a quite gas efficient contract. As far as security goes, we are going to get this contract audited, hopefully by multiple people beforehand, and we'll get it verified beforehand. Even some things that we considered, I can because we've said that we have both, our pre-sale list and we have free mints. And one thing that we're doing is just a way to really help us not or to avoid exploits is we made the decision that you cannot have a free mint and a whitelist spot on the same address. And again, that just makes our life simpler, so that there's a less likely chance that those people, because the free mints will happen during the pre-sale, that they could somehow exploit it and be able to either free mint their whitelist or something else can happen. But our dev team also has before been able to make some anti-bot protections into the contract, and verifying that they've minted and not that they're just in the contract or in your wallet during the pre-sale. So I'm not super concerned about that just from what I've seen. And then as one more comment, because I kind of brought it up, because we do have a public sale and people have been concerned about bots getting it or something like that. So we do have a plan. We're going to do some sort of raffle system. One, to make sure that our the people that get the Tasty Bones have actually been participating in our community, and it's not going to be just somebody that has a bot that's able to buy it up the quickest. Uh, Two, to avoid a possible gas war. A lot of people have brought that up as a concern. And three, because our public allocation would only be, assuming that all the free mints and whitelists got minted up, only about 500. And with a lot of hype, that can create a lot of failed transactions. So we don't want to, have people trying to mint in the public and then it just ends up failing because they already got bought up. So we do have a plan. That's also new news that we will be doing some sort of raffle system to avoid those issues.
Cool. Thank you for addressing. And I know, it's the development team. You really just, I guess, relaying the information that they told you. And I'll give you a little bit of insight. So the Fishy Fam thing, what had happened yesterday, for those tuned in that don't know, weren't part of the drama, didn't tune into Bando's 10-hour Twitter Spaces yesterday, that fucking legend. What had happened with the Fishy Fam is that they had oversubscribed their whitelist spots, and if you were whitelisted, your address was whitelisted, you could mint 3. Not only did they oversubscribe it, when they had launched the whitelist pre-sale, you would be able to mint your 3 if you were whitelisted, but if you had moved those 3 from your address that you minted from to a different address, and you try to mint again, the contract simply checks your wallet to see if you have the 3 Fishy Fam. And if you don't, then you're able to mint again because your address has been whitelisted. So what ended up happening was a lot of people that were whitelisted sort of abused. I don't even want to say abused, but they simply found the vulnerability in the contract. And I think, I do believe that comes to the very top. That's the team's fault. They didn't audit. They didn't do the proper sort of vetting, and so they deployed a contract that was not ready. They rushed it out, and so you had that sort of happen with the Fishy Fam. And again, I'm not funning; that's just facts, right? And that's sort of that side of the wheelhouse. So I definitely want to make sure Tasty Bones Foster, that you guys are well acute of what happened there, and hopefully that doesn't happen here. There's so much hype around your project. I think our raffle system is good. Our raffle system is also can be gamed as well. So what I liked about Zipsy Supernormal, are you familiar with that project, Foster, Zipsy's?
I am not. I've been so busy with this and also busy with my PhD studies that I've kind of had like a one-track mind with this. And every once in a while, I hear these drops, and I'm just like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
I got you, bro. Well, I could tell you haven't looked at Moby or NFT Nerds for a while, which is a good thing, which means your head's down and you're actually doing something for Tasty Bones. But Zipsy Supernormal, they just dropped their pre-sale earlier today. I think almost minted out. There's 8,888 total. Shout out to Zipsy Supernormal. Another whitelist partner of ours. We had them on a Spaces the other week. What they did that was really brilliant, Foster. This could be some nice little free consult here. Is in their Discord, you could not join the public sale, which I don't even think it's going to get to, but you couldn't join it unless you submitted your address to be a part of the public sale. So it was just another way for them to filter out the people that weren't really invested in the project, hadn't even joined their Discord, but simply were trying to momentum mint. Find it on Moby, find it on NFT Nerds, Ninja Alerts, whatever NFT trading tool you use to spot momentum mints, and go there. So I really like that they put an impetus on making sure that the people that were truly invested in the community would at least have access to the sale, and keep the people that were just trying to make a quick buck. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. To sort of crowd the supply. I think too, a really strong differentiation with ERC 721A for those listening and ERC 721. Azuki made it they really innovated the game, in my opinion, making the ERC 721A implementation for the masses, because predominantly before in ERC 721A contract, to mint any generative art project, you would have to pay per mint. So Caked Apes is a great example, right? Cake Nygaards, Caked Apes minted out 2 weeks ago. Shout out to Meg Thorpe, by the way, NFT artist and DGen. Put me on that, put all of us at Metaverse HU on that, actually. These were 0.069 to mint, 10 per transaction, and it was a standard ERC 721 contract. We have to pay per 10 mints, and then the added standard gas fee. But with the 721A that Azuki brought, it totally changed the fucking game, because now you can mint 5, you can mint 10, not on that contract, but the idea is you can mint multiple per one transaction and only pay the cost of one mint, right? So it's basically like paying for an ERC 1155 mint. And an ERC 1155 mint is think Adidas originals into the metaverse, a token like that. So I definitely think, Foster, it'd be really cool to just hammer down, is your contract ERC 721A or ERC 721? And maybe that's something we could definitely circle back to. But what does the roadmap, maybe not after the sale, but can you talk a little bit more about what your team, how you guys will keep busy? What are the next challenges you'll have to go through before this pre-sale and then public? And then can you talk to us a little bit more about how the public will roll out with the pre-sale as well?
Yeah, I definitely can. And as I said, I'm like 99% sure it is a 720A. I know that I've seen, we've had actually somebody reach out and kind of talking to our developer about it. And again, 99% sure on that. As far as, and also, I also just saw we have 1,200 likes and 800 retweets. So, that averages out to 1,000. So I do want to talk about the roadmap. So if you actually, either Jacob or the Metaverse account, I did post the roadmap on our official account if you'd like to pin that for everyone. So I'll answer your question, and then we can maybe actually start talking about the roadmap. But I mean, up until the mint, what does the team have to do? Well, we're still keeping up community engagement. We still have a couple events planned. I always hang out in the voice chats and when I can, and interacting with people in the text chats. On my end, we are finishing up making sure all our collabs are set. We are collecting all our whitelist addresses, or we will begin are collecting our whitelist addresses hopefully tonight or tomorrow, as well as those free mint addresses. We another important thing for what we believe is, as I said, I really harped us on this idea of the community, and keeping a community around more than just people that have that minted. So we are also currently working with the POAP team. I have announced this within our Discord. We are giving everybody that's currently in our Discord the opportunity to submit their address so we can give them an OG Tasty Bones POAP. And I've been very real with them. I mean, if you just look at the numbers, we have 19,000 people in our Discord, I believe, and only 2,000 whitelist spots. So just based on those numbers alone, if everybody tried to mint, there will be people that get left out and they don't get to hold a Tasty Bones NFT. So what we decide is we don't want them to leave empty-handed. We really do appreciate them all hanging out and sticking with us. So the first thing that we want to do, the very least thing I felt like we could do, is give them this OG POAP, which then they could verify with Collabland, get their own role. Then in the future, we can do special giveaways for them. If we offer a second collection, we can give them like first access to it, stuff like that. So we are also, while we're developing and making sure everything is ready to go, everything's secure and ready to go, we're also still making sure that we're not forgetting about our community members, especially those that aren't going to mint. Because we want them to stick around after mint. As I said, we know a couple of them won't. But one thing I've really noticed about our community is we've built this culture where when somebody sees somebody get, the bone marrow or the whitelist spot in the text chat or in the voice chat, it's not really jealousy that we've been seeing. It's people cheering them on and congratulating them, and they're so happy for their friends. And that just means a lot to me. That to me really shows that we're building this community. It's about all of us together and being happy for each other. And it's not kind of like that, not too much of that dog eats dog. Like we're all fighting and grinding for whitelist, and that's one thing also. Like we haven't been giving whitelist out by people that have just been spamming chat looking for levels. Like we want people that genuine people like me, like just your average Joe that likes NFTs and is just he wants to chill and vibe with other people in our community.
I love that. I think the whitelist grind is feeling a little like Squid Games out here. Everyone is sort of racing.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
I've done it before too, so I know what it's like. Like I
yeah,
know exactly what it's
100%.
like to grind for a rank.
And then it makes the case, are the whitelist grinders there to grind for the whitelist to flip that whitelist, or are they really there for the community? But again, it just is the state of the market right now. It's been so interesting, and this whole whitelist pre-sale, like meta phase that's been here for months, really started off with 999 cooking on the sevens, minting 1,500 of them, and then seldom do we have like all out guns blazing gas war public sales anymore. So this is totally the new meta, and we just pinned up the Tasty Bones roadmap. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. When you said bone marrow, you like low key triggered me. I'm incredibly starving, and I'm looking at this roadmap right now. This is real alpha, right? This has not been posted anywhere.
No, this is the very first time we are sharing the roadmap, and I mean, once we start talking about it, there's actually a lot of things on it that this is going to be the first time that this information is publicly shared. So
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm comparing the two on my phone, trying to see if there's any differences in the light of the dark mode.
No, it's we've teased this before that on our website we're gonna have a light and a dark mode with these color schemes. So the same information, just slightly different colors. I personally love the dark mode a lot more. But yeah, so there isn't any differences between the two.
Amazing. Yeah, and I think the colors are great. I mean, I have a million questions to ask, but I figure it's probably a little bit better if you run through it first and then we get to that stage.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we also know it's really big. I actually had to, download it so I can zoom in. On our website, once we post it there, we're gonna have it where, it will zoom everything in for you at the different steps, and so it's a little easier to read. So we do understand it is a little difficult to read on Twitter, so we do apologize for that, but we did, try to make the text as big as possible. So I mean, let's just start. So right now we're in the land of the living. For those in the Discord, our current category where all the channels that you can interact in is the land of the living. At first, actually, when you come into our Discord, you start in the land of nothing. We have our chat called Purgatory, and you just really sit there until you can verify that you're a human, and then you get put into the land of the living. So our first step is, arrive at the gates to the land of the dead, and mint date February 2022. So when is our mint date? Well, we're thinking about hopefully the first couple weeks of February. Uh, Again, it's pending. We need to make sure that the contract's audited by then. The website's fully ready to go. The art has been fully QA'd, and then most importantly, we want to make sure that we're scheduling around other projects. And making sure that there's not another really big drop on the same day. Because again, even though we're writing the contract to be gas efficient, we don't want to be responsible for, like us and other projects minting at the same time spiking gas. So that's the first step. And again, we talked about what's going to happen between now and then, just a lot of the dev team building, just more interactions, some community engagements. After that, we'll have our pre-sale period where you can those that are whitelisted or have their free mints will be able to claim their tasty bones. We believe it's going to be a 24-hour period. We're still discussing because we wanted to make sure everybody would be able to get a chance to mint when the gas is low, and we've been seeing gas get cheaper at later times in EST around 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So at least we know in a 24-hour period there should be a good gas period to mint. So we do think 24 hours will probably, not 100%, will probably be that pre-sale period. And then after that, we will be raffling off the rest of the spots and then public minting. Or again, public minting in quotations.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks for running it down. I think as it comes closer to that official launch date, you'll obviously keep your community well aware. We'll keep our community well aware. We really appreciate you extending those 50 weather spots for our community. We are definitely not one to, stay away from funding our own bags or being critical of our favorite projects. And I think the candor we've had today so far, you've answered honestly. I'm certainly excited for the art and looking forward for what's to come. So we're coming in at the 45-minute mark. Appreciate again everyone's day so far this Thursday. I know you're working, or maybe you're hustling in the metaverse. Maybe you're degen minting something, but I want to open up the questions for the community, Foster, because we've had so many people up here requested for quite some time, and I think it's now. I think it's time to share the stage. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, let's get some people up here. We've had a lot of patient, there's been an insane amount of requests. It's absolutely absurd how many people are, dying to ask questions. So let's bring them up.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Ari. Ari, I don't want to butcher your last name, but welcome. Happy Thursday.
Thank you, man. Happy Thursday as well. It's Ari Petru. Yeah, nice to meet all of you guys. My girlfriend actually put me onto the project. Regardless of what happened, what just went on with Fishy Fam and stuff, like I had Fishy Fam whitelist, and she was FOMOing in on that, and she saw you guys were in that kind of picture together on their feed, and she was like, wow, this project looks so cool. If I can't get Fishy Fam, I want to mint these guys Tasty Bones. So she put me on, and I was just going to ask about the Discord actually, because since I've been following on Twitter, like obviously the Discord is just a nightmare to get into, and I wanted to kind of ask you, why did you go down that strategy, like the kind of enter code, or we're going to drop the link through Twitter notifications? Like, what kind of made you want to go through that strategy? Was it anything in particular? Yeah,
I can answer that question. So when it first started, I came from Approving Corgis, Aya came from Approving Corgis, and actually the collabs manager, Dylan, who's evac 360 boss, who's in the audience, again, he's working right now, so he can't talk, came from Corgis. So we were kind of feeling a little saturated from Corgis, and I love the team. As I've said, they have an amazing team. They've been working so hard, but we didn't want Tasty Bones to look like some just Corgis rebrand. So we decided once we started our Discord, we wanted to, hire a completely organic staff from our community. And so when we first started, we were developing, and myself and Dylan, on top of everything else we were doing, were also like solely responsible for modding our chats.
I a difficult task.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't want to fully open in the beginning, because obviously for only two people really looking over the chat, it would be extremely difficult. So we did find some mods quickly that helped us, and as we built up our mod staff to now we have 24 mods. We yeah, we wanted to do that organically, so that's why we started in steps. Now you may ask me, and our reasoning has actually had to change a little bit, is now people are asking, well, you have a full mod staff now of 24 people. Why do you keep it closed? And the answer I would give to you is, well, last time we fully opened it was when we had like 80,000, 90,000, or no, it was when we had 100,000, because we did it once when we had 100,000. We fully opened it for only 1 minute. We had 6,000 people join our Discord. Discord broke. Our chats were crazy. And even now, when we don't have people joining like that, like our 24 mods are like at their limit modding. And it's gotten to the point where we want to bring on more mods, but we just don't, like, logistically from from our standpoint, because we have to think about this as a business, we can't bring on more mods. So we actually now, that's why we're limiting it very slowly and doing slow invites in. Is because we like otherwise we'll get overwhelmed.
Yeah, no, I can respect that, bro. I appreciate you kind of clearing that up. My girlfriend literally just typed on her phone. She was like, ask if we can get in the Discord. But you answered it already, so I appreciate that. And yeah, from a business standpoint, it makes total sense. You don't really want to have 50 mods to be able to control your Discord. And I can appreciate you and congratulate you that you have this problem. It's not a bad problem to have. But yeah, I'd love to get into the Discord. Would love to be able to mint the project somehow. If not, I'll definitely be looking out on secondary and keeping an eye on this thing.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you know what? I can at least drop one or two links. I have to see at the very end. So
fire some alpha there for you guys.
So some alpha there. We'll drop a couple. And then one more thing actually I want to mention, and very quick, we've actually gotten to the point in collabs where we made a promise to our community we'd only give out 20% of our whitelist spots in collabs. And we've held to that. We've actually, there's some people that reached out, some very big people in the NFT space, and we just weren't able to come to a deal because we held to that promise of 20%. So we actually have some collabs now where we're only giving them Discord invites. So it would be very, backhanded of us if we collabed with them, giving them Discord invites, and then we fully opened. So that was one more reason.
Yeah, makes sense. That's, as I say, like, you're in such a fortunate position to have problems like these, right? So you guys are handling it really fire. And yeah, I've never seen collabs for Discord links. That kind of puts you guys on a pedestal, I suppose.
Yeah, thank you. And I thank you for your question, and I think we can take the next one.
For sure. Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming up, Ari. Really great question. The meta definitely right now, especially for projects that are having trouble with bots and Discord, is to do exactly what you are doing, Foster, with Tasty Bones. I think
is it just me, or is Mitch getting rugged, or am I getting rugged?
Also,
I think Mitch is getting rugged. We're in the same hotel.
Oh, what's going on, Foster? Can you hear me? Oh,
you've been cutting in and out. So, yeah, as I said, it's not a Twitter space unless somebody gets rugged.
Yeah, no, we had to make it happen, but it's funny because I hear Mitch echoing from the bathroom there, and I'm out in the common area. But it looks like we got Redbeard up here. Would love to hear how you're doing today, and if you got any questions.
Hey guys, this is crazy. I didn't expect to come up here like this. So the roadmap is awesome. And obviously I have to say it, okay, I work like 72 hours a week. So like I can only be out here like, 4 hours out of the week, But I love the community. I'm in the mental health chat. I'm a doctor, so like, I help people out if I can. Made some cool friends, liking the vibe a lot. Definitely, trying to get that whitelist, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, loving the roadmap. What about so you guys are in college yourself? Would like to know where you guys studied, You know, that would be cool. I mean, I know that's kind of doxing, but I'm gonna stop
Yeah, I
talking.
mean, I've literally told so many personal stories in the Discord that like people, so I like even people I told people I was a retired swimmer, people fucking found my stats. So I am fully doxxed. I'm more than happy sharing. So yeah, so I started off like at least I'll start off with Dylan because I only know where he is now. He's getting his degree or no, his certificate in cybersecurity now that he's graduated. So again, he's been helping us with Discord security. We also have one mod whose full-time job is Discord security, and he like if you're here's some advice. If you're trying to start a project, find somebody that really understands Discord. Whenever we need a channel created, whenever we need roles or permissions fixed, we go right to him. I see him in the audience. Thank you for everything you do. Highly would recommend. It makes our lives on the team so much easier. It makes me feel a lot better about the security of our Discord. So Dylan does cybersecurity. As I said, our dev team has over 10 years of blockchain experience. And our lead dev worked on the NEM blockchain as a developer. Our the artist Aya, she's a freelance artist from the Philippines. I forgot what she graduated in. And then myself, I got my undergraduate in chemistry, and I was very bored, so I also got 4 minors. I got a minor in economics, business administration, chemical engineering, and mathematics. And then from there, I had my midlife crisis, and then switched to medical physics, which means I work
Hey,
in radiation therapy.
oh, awesome, man. Jeez, you guys have some kick-ass backgrounds. That's so cool. And yeah, if you need a mod for the mental health channel, like somebody to give like some legit advice from you get it, right? You
Yeah,
can't just give out medical advice willy-nilly. But like, yo, like I'll be down for like 4 or 6 hours a week when I'm free from like, throwing hands with COVID and shit, you know?
yeah. I mean, even this is one thing I really have enjoyed about our community is so many people have been so helpful, and even though they don't have that mod role, they've been helping in chat, answering questions.
Yeah.
They've been pinging the team when something happens that we like, because we obviously have the powers to kick, ban, delete messages when stuff happens, or the community's just been so helpful to us. So we really want to appreciate even you just interacting and helping people in that chat.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you guys for having me up here. It's really cool because Tasty Bones is like a badass project. Really cool stuff, very innovative, nice art, and definitely really nice people like you guys at the top, which is nice to see as well personally in the AMA. So, yeah, I'll be sticking around. I'll be here, man. And it was really nice to get to know you. Pretty sick you're into radiology. We need you guys, man. We'd be lost without you. If I didn't have those CTs and those X-rays, I'd be screwed. So,
Yeah,
best of luck on the project. I'll leave you guys to the rest of it. And yeah, thank you so much, man.
yeah. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time, Redbeard. Great question. And looks like we got NFT up here. How are you doing today?
Good evening, guys. It's evening here in Nigeria. So I've been following the project for a while, and my original question was answered the last time. It was about entering the Discord. But then again, I wanted to ask about approving bonds. If you have an approving bond, is it an automatic whitelist for you? Because I
Yeah. So
been called
yeah. So I.
bonds.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. You finish your question.
Yeah, I think I'm true.
Yeah. Okay. So the approving bone. So this is actually, and I've showed the proof of this because as somebody that came from approving corgis, I didn't want I wanted to be very transparent about why this decision was made because the approving bone was the original pre-sale pass for approving corgis. So on December 12th, we talked to the team at approving corgis, and I've showed this DM where we agreed that if you hold the approving bone, it'll give you 1 free mint to the project. Tasty Bones. So we've held up to that promise. And so yes, if you hold if you hold an approving bone in your wallet, it will give you a free mint. You have to pay the gas fee. So it will give you a free mint. It does not give you whitelist. that free mint is claimable during the pre-sale period. And you can only have a max. There'll be a hard cap coded in where you can only be able to mint 2 free mints. So that can either be by holding 2 approving bones in your wallet, or for those that were in the approving Corgi server, we gave away some Christmas POAPs. And if you collected all 4 of them, we also said back then around Christmas time that would give you a free mint to this project. So there are a couple ways you could have accumulated those 2 free mints, but regardless of the different methods, you can only get 2. One more comment I'll say about that, since we're talking about it, is if you have a free mint and whitelist, you got whitelist through some other method, you must use a different wallet. So you cannot have, a wallet that uses a free mint and then a wallet that also has whitelist. It has to be 2 separate wallets. And then also I was told by the dev team to make sure that your bone is in MetaMask, because I believe that he said he would like to make, or not he said he would like to, that you will need MetaMask to mint. And I just, again, taking his word for it, I might have misread that, but I believe you need MetaMask.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. And since no one has asked before, I'm just going straight to ask for a white list, please, because it's been very, very tough. We've been grinding, not even grinding, engaging posts, trying to get into the Discord. It's been hard. Yeah, it's been very hard. Sometimes you get there 5 seconds later, it's full. I'm like, wow. So here is me asking, begging for a white list.
So yeah, so all I can say is the best way to get whitelist is, continue engaging those posts. There's actually been people on Twitter where I've seen like they've done some really cool tasty bone stuff, whether it be art, some interactions that weren't even in the Discord. So I reached out to them on Twitter, and there's like, oh, we're not even in Discord yet. And I was like, well, you didn't just get yourself an invite to the Discord, you also got yourself a whitelist, because they did like something really cool that I saw. And I'm always looking at Twitter, our fan art, our memes, and everything. And we really want to, again, it's right now we have a very limited whitelist size, and there's so many people that really deserve it, but we just don't have enough spots. So it's in our belief we want to make it fair for everyone. So just keep vibing in chats, keep interacting, and that's the best advice I can give you for how to get whitelist. And the people that, because we have a couple of them in our Discord that are just saying absolute nonsense. Once we see it, we just ban you. Like, we have people saying the randomest shit, not talking to anyone, just trying to grind out their levels, which we don't even have levels in our Discord. And it's like, yeah, this is not what this Discord's about. So
Thank you very much. I'll work more. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, NFT. And yeah, I mean, you guys heard it here. They got 24 mods on duty full time, so they're watching.
Yeah. Oh, and even the people that are in our Discord, they know that I'm a lurker. I literally will just lurk in voice chats and not say anything, just listening to people chat. Like, we have 50 plus people in our voice chats at all times. It's literally, like, again, surreal. And then I'm always looking at the different chats, and then like there'll be something where somebody says something and I immediately respond. There's just like, oh my god, he's watching. And it's like, I'm always watching our Discord. So hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm good. I'm in Nigeria too, so the odds.
Awesome.
So I've been this for a while, and I was wondering, can I if I happen to get a whitelist, can I mint with my mobile device? Or because I've been seeing tweets about people talking about wanting to like you need to have a laptop to like mint. So I'm wondering if I could mint with my mobile device.
That would be a question best for our devs. I believe, again, don't take this as 100%, because I'll get back to the devs with this. One, as I said, I believe that you will need to use MetaMask, but if you go through the MetaMask browser and you go to the website and connect that way, I believe you should be able to mint, because I know that Royal Labs has made contracts where you can mint from your mobile device in the past. Again, I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say that as a whole written truth, but I believe the answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. This is going to be like my first Ethereum project. I have a couple of of NFTs in Solana. So I was wondering, the the whole the like the whole that like the whole platform, right? Like the Discord, like people are trying to get in, and also like wanting to have like use your mobile device to like get into the Discord, because my laptop's actually having issues now. I don't think it's gonna be ready before the whole meeting and all starts. So I was wondering if I could see use my mobile device to get into the Discord. Is that possible?
Yeah, so actually, I'll drop some mobile alpha here, because one thing that reason why when we post the links, for Discord, we put spaces and other crap in there, and the main reason is because we don't want those links to get botted, and we've actually been very happy to say that we've had very little, especially spam or scam bots enter our server. Now, once people get in, there's some people that have been very clearly using bots to try to increase their rank. So if they got in manually and then applied that, it is what it is. But if you're on mobile device, if you scroll where your channels are and you go to the bottom, let me open up my Discord just so I can make sure I explain it right. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom of your channels, you'll see a little plus sign, and then you can click join a server. I believe you can then just type in the extension. Like, you don't need to type in the Discord GG. I believe that's how I told it can work. Yeah, it says examples. You can just type in those letters at the end. So that could be one way to help you make it quicker, so you don't have to copy and then delete everything. You can just go in and type everything in a little faster. So that was actually some advice I heard in somebody saying the voice chat of how they got in. So for those mobile users, that's what I would recommend. That would
Okay,
probably
thank you
help
so
you out a
much.
lot.
I'm really looking forward to like getting to the project. Thanks so much.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, great question, Agba. Wow. Really appreciate your time here and definitely helping out some mobile users with that alpha there. Make sure you have your post notifications turned on for Tasty Bones if you haven't already. That's going to be the best way to get notified if they are going to, post a new invite, which sounds like, they might be posting one at the end of the spaces. So make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yep. And then also, I would also say same thing. Post notifications on for all our team members. Myself, Dylan, Royal Labs, Dorgybit, and Aya, which I forgot what her handle is. The other ones are pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, we also do giveaways, and we do some invite links from those accounts as well.
Incredible. And yeah, if we have any tweets from them, we can get those pinned up as well to make sure they can get followed here. Looks like we got Abdul Ali trying to connect. Can you hear us?
I don't see him up in my list of speakers.
Yeah, it looks like Twitter's having some issues here. We're getting an Ola Elixir an invite as well. We'll invite a few people and see who can make it up. All right, Ola, are you up here?
Yeah. Hello, Jacob. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing great as well. I am Ola from Nigeria as well.
Hey,
So,
welcome.
so
Happy to have you.
basically, Tasty One is like, one of the NFT project that is coming up that, most people are definitely anticipating right now. And, getting on the right list is something that is so hard for most people. And I just want to ask this question for some people in the audience that are not on the white list, like, but they made it to the Discord. Are they going to be able to, because some projects make it to, they make the mint link to be available to members of their Discord instead of posting it out there, so that at least if you're not on the white list, you'll be able to still mint maybe one or two. So is it gonna be something like that, whereby people that are not on the white list but they are in Discord, they'll get the link first?
Well, you'll see on our website there's an area where we'll say mint now and you can connect your wallet, but if you don't have your address on validated to mint during that period, you won't be able to. Again, we're going to be very, very clear about when the mint is, where to mint, what the mint price is. And we're doing that, like, we're not doing any of this stealth stuff because we don't want, in the small, again, there's no guarantees, and we do have somebody that's focused on our Discord security and has made it as secure as possible, and he researches all the Discord hacks that happen. But it's still a possibility. Like, let's be real here. Like, there's been big projects that have been hacked. It's definitely possible, and we're aware of that. So we want to make sure we're very clear about when our mint is and how to mint. So there's not going to be any of this sneaky stuff going on. We're going to make sure that information's public for everyone to know. And just in case, if something does happen, one, we'll be, standing by to make sure we can act as quickly as possible. And two, hopefully, our members will realize that that's not the same information we've been saying this whole time and how to mint, what the price is. So once we say it, it's not changing. So to answer your question, everybody
cool.
will be able to see.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think that's a really great question too. A good point that you bring up. There are an immense amount of vulnerabilities when it comes to getting into a Discord. We notoriously saw it with the Creature Toads, Baby Goth, and that controversy. So I appreciate you attending to that. I think, when it comes down to it, the easiest vulnerability, the path of least resistance is the mods, is the admins, are the actual people. And just making your team aware, especially if you're launching a project, of what those vulnerabilities might look like, what a scenario might even look like, I think is really crucial. So we're coming in 7 minutes after the hour. I want to make sure, Foster, you're good for time. We've got close to 43 speaker requests.
Yeah, I'm good for a while. I can go as long as you guys want, until probably around 5:40, 5:50, if we want to go that long. Again, I respect your guys' time, but I'm pretty free today.
That's beautiful, because we have a 24/7 voice chat in Metaverse HQ. You should pop in. I think you'll do wonders there. So for the 43 coming up, definitely suggest just a quick question.
Little lightning round.
Yeah, a little lightning round, little speed dating with Foster and Tasty Bones. Here we go. Speed degenning, if you will. We're going to bring up Roy. And then Ben Cox. Thank you for waiting, everyone. All right, Royal back. Can you hear us?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
What's up? Happy Thursday.
Happy
GM.
Thursday. It's GN for me. I'm at the other side of the world, the GM. I just want to say that I've been in the NFT spaces for, I don't know, maybe 3 months, and I've been working with blockchain companies for the last year and a half, and I've been burned a few times. I've learned a few things, picked up some few alphas, and I've experienced only 2 very strong community vibes. One of them is the one that I'm wearing on my PFP right now, and the other one is Tasty Bones. I mean, from the moment I got in, I've been, I don't really have too much time for Discording, but when I'm in there, I don't know. I don't care if I'm gonna get bone marrow. I mean, I'm gonna get very hyped if I'm gonna get bone marrow. But just being there, listening to people, because every moment somebody is giving me alpha, and then I'm passing it on to the next one. And I think that the way that you guys manage everything that you mentioned about the way that you manage your Discord is the effect of it is shown on your Discord. It's just amazing to see how people are just now seeing people. Someone got bone marrow, everybody's like, congratulations, and like people that actually know one another and talking. I mean, I fucking love it. It's great.
Thank you. That honestly means so much, and that's really what we went for, and that really shows that. And what we really stress is to the people trying to get bone marrow, it's not about quantity. When I'm looking, I very rarely ever look up how many messages you sent. That to me is not important. What I'm looking for is, if I see your name involved in a lot of just genuine conversations, and especially, looking up, message counts, that's not really fair for the people that prefer voice chats and they don't really send too many text messages, or of the text chats. So again, don't worry about message counts. And again, thank you again, it's really nice every time somebody from the community tells me how much they appreciate it, because I mean, as I said, at heart, I started as a community manager, so the community is still extremely important to me. So thank you.
Just the fact of being in that room, even after you guys are going to mint out, I mean, like really in the last 48 hours, for now a bit more than 48 hours that I've been in the Discord, I've learned so much. So I've received more than I could have asked for so far. So thank you.
Yeah, and we still plan to, and again, when people say what value you're going to get from Tasty Bones, obviously you can get value from holding the NFT, but I think you shouldn't overlook, bringing value to your community members. And that's what we've been trying to do. That's what it sounds like we've done for you. And we want to continue to bring that kind of value post mint as well, even if you don't hold the NFT.
Done. You did it.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, Abdul, your turn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, I have a suggestion for the people who are asking for the Discord invite. I must say you should follow the Tasty Bones Instagram page, turn on their notifications, and you guys share QR code over there. That's how.
Yeah, but actually, can I just stop you right there? Because this is actually an issue that we've been having. There is a fake Instagram page that has the same, like about 15K, 18K, something stupid followers. It's a scam Instagram. They are trying to get people to, and I know you're not talking about, that one, but I do want to immediately just bring up that is an issue we've had. We've tried to contact Instagram, and they're kind of being useless, if I'm being quite frank. And we have like over 50 scam OpenSea accounts, or fake collections right now. We have God knows how many fake Twitter ones that we report as soon as we see them. But there is the Instagram one is the one that looks the most realistic, even to me, and I know which one's the real one because it has like 18K followers. So sorry for cutting you off, but that is a very serious thing because I didn't want people to go look at our Instagram and get confused. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a legit issue. Thanks.
Yep. And as I said, I will be dropping 2 Discord codes. I'm going to do it from my Twitter just because it's easier because I can do it from my laptop. So I'll hopefully I'll do that some point. I'll do that randomly during the AMA. So if you don't follow me, I'm 5timesdistilled.eth. Just go look over there and I'll post it there because I didn't feel like really worrying about doing all the copy and pasting bullshit from my phone while I was trying to talk on the phone. So yeah, we'll get some invites out to you guys in the audience, and since you guys know it's coming, hopefully you can be on the lookout and be the first ones to get it.
Okay, I have one more request.
Yep, if it's real quick.
Yes, can you please add Pakistani channel in the Discord group?
So we will add more languages later. The issue about adding them now is one that as I said, we're already struggling managing the channels that we have now, and even with some of the channels, people have been complaining is some of the languages where we might have a mod that only kind of understands and can't really speak and interact. Is that they're going unnoticed, and we don't want that to be the case. But the issue is if we add more channels, we won't have mods for them, and it's really sad. I want to make everyone feel included and add all these language channels, add the LGBTQ plus channel, maybe channels for other underrepresented. We already have one for women in NFTs, right? We've actually combined one for women and LGBTQ, but there's all these topics people want, but the thing is we just can't manage more channels right now. And I do want to apologize to all the people that they don't see their language yet, but that's something post-mint we can do, but we don't want to do it right now because we don't want people to be interacting in those channels feeling like they're being left out from consideration of the whitelist.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yep, thank you. Sleepyhead, what's up?
Hello. Do you guys plan on releasing a second collection after this?
Well, one thing, if you look at the roadmap, we are teasing at least some 3D Tasty Bones, and from there, right now there's no specific plans. But it's definitely one of those things that it's not out of the question. And this goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. From the dev team, we think the most important thing for us to focus on is the here and now, because we need to build a foundation. Like, if we don't build this foundation, create a strong, first collection and build a strong community around that collection, then people aren't going to want a second collection. So I'm not saying it's out of the question. I'm just saying right now it's not our primary focus.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. I believe, Land of the Dreamers NFT.
Yo, what's up, you guys? I'm not even gonna lie, I was not expecting to even get up on here. Just want to say, yo, Tasty Bones, the project, amazing, amazing.
Thank
I've
you.
been in the NFT space probably for about like 3 months myself, and when I ran across you guys, I was like, yo, I have to try and get in, just to at least be a part of it, just to try and at least be a part of it and everything. And like the last AMA you guys did, you sent out the link for it. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I did not expect to get in. I went in, I pressed, I was like, okay, let's just see how this goes. And some way, somehow, I got in though.
Hey,
so,
nice.
so it was really dope. But oh shoot, man, I'm trying to think of the question that I had. I wanted to see if you could kind of like touch up on regards to like maybe the utility that the Tasty Bones will have like in the future or anything like that. That you can kind of like disclose to us at least
Yeah.
in the moment, and then yeah, just kind of like in regards to all that.
Yeah, of course. And for those, can I actually, so I just want to make one quick request for the co-host. Oh, perfect. I just see. I was gonna ask actually if you see some female people, some females or women that wanted to come up and ask questions. Could you possibly bring some of them up? Because as I said in our Gossip Girls chat, the space for women in the LGBTQ plus, one thing they said is in a lot of Twitter spaces they don't usually get to ask a lot of questions, and I just wanted to make sure that we can at least get some questions from them as well. So if you could, when you bring a couple more speakers up, if you can, try to do that for them, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much for that. So to answer your question, the value. So obviously we released the roadmap, so that should start giving you some even more hints on what we have planned.
Right.
So as I said, we want to make the Tasty Bone an interactive experience. So we want you to interact with the NFT, interact with the community, and from that you can gain value through our mechanics. So as I've mentioned, there is the possibility to increase the rarity of your NFT.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see from our roadmap, you also can see the T-Bone token that we will be introducing in phase 2 of
Okay.
the Tasty Bones. Now, I need to be very clear: the T-Bone token will be a utility token. We are creating it solely to work with our mechanics.
Okay.
And initially, once we launch it, I don't know if we'll initially set up the LP on a DEX. We will probably do that eventually, but I think it's important for us to establish the utility of the token first, and then we can set it up on a deck. So people that with the NFTs that want to get some more T-Bone to further interact in the mechanics, or even we've talked about a way to include people in the mechanics that don't hold a Tasty Bone to get them involved, so they can get some T-Bone and then they can interact. That's something that we're currently talking with the dev team and the economist that we are has as an advisor. So there's definitely a couple ways to learn or to earn, or I don't want to say earn, but to gain value.
Right.
But at the same time, if you get a little too greedy, part of our mechanics is somebody else might gain because you got too greedy. So there's a little risk v reward in there.
Okay. Cool. Just last thing then. I don't know if I'm asking a little too much in regards to. So, do we have like a set date that you guys already have in mind, or is that still kind of like up in the air in regards to it will be sometime in February, or like
first
is it
couple
still
weeks
kind
of
of out there?
February. First couple weeks of
Okay.
February. Everything right now is on track for that. Again, we also have to schedule around other drops, but I believe I already lost track of who was next. Sleepyhead. We're just gonna roll through these. Everybody up as a speaker will get called on. So Sleepyhead.
Sleepyhead will be next, and then let's go to McLean, Philip, and then we'll do Nino after that.
Okay.
Go from there.
All right. So Sleepyhead, what's up?
I already asked my question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so the McLean, you're up.
Thank you.
Yo, thanks for having me, both Metaverse and Tasty Bones. I appreciate all y'all and what you do for the NFT community. It's obviously a wonderful project. It's just one of the most diverse projects I've ever been a part of. It's crazy on that Discord. You've seen it here today. You've got people from the Philippines or people in Nigeria. I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody posted up out in Antarctica on that Discord.
I also did an AMA specifically for a Chinese community earlier today. I had some people help translate for me. So we even, we did that today as well.
I think I seen you in a Spanish one the other day as well, man.
Yeah, and I did a Spanish and German, like a super multilingual one yesterday. So yeah.
Right. No, it's beautiful to see. So my question is kind of just, how did you get such a diverse community? Do you have mods and devs that are just in every time zone? It just seems so crazy to think.
Well, as far as our mods and dev team, yeah, we made sure that we had coverage over all time zones, and we really tried to diversify the languages that they could, they're fluent in and they could interact with as much as possible. As far as how we built it, I mean, I have to attribute so much of it to Dorgybit, who's our operations manager, who as a lot of you could tell from me fat fingering in the beginning, she runs the official Twitter. I'm just using it right now to be in the space. But she really knocked it out of the park. I mean, reality is, let's be real here. When you first launch your Twitter page, your first few posts are the most important, because obviously the Twitter algorithm plays a really big part into you getting views. Obviously people really resonate with our art, so that really got a lot of people drew in. But Aya really knocked it out of the park with the art. But I also have to contribute so much to luck. Like, the NFT space is, right now it's very, very saturated. There's so many projects coming out every day. And even like a lot of why we're handling the way we're handling ourselves is because when we first discussed it, our main concern is like, all right, how do we get this project to mint out? Like, you can never imagine your Twitter is going to have 145,000 followers. I had 200 followers on my personal Twitter. Now I have 10,000. It was crazy when I broke 1,000, and like a week later I was at 10,000. Like, there's no way we could have ever experienced or expected this. It's still so surreal. So, but that also just shows the NFT community. It's an extremely, extremely diverse community of people of all, different race, genders, creeds, identifications. Everybody and anybody can be in the NFT space. And I really hope, as, it becomes more mainstream, it becomes even more of an equalizer for everyone.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's a beautiful space to be in. It's just such a fun project. Obviously, thank you for everything you do.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing like a bow tie bone, since you're the bow tie boys out there?
I know. First of all, I'd like to mention, because both me and Dylan have pictures on the Discord, doxing ourselves, and mine is my personal profile picture. I want to say I posted my picture first, so he copied me with the bow tie boys. So I just want to say I started that. But it definitely, again, we will have the ability where we can do some custom, or we can add some traits as we go along. And again, with this rarity swapping, or this rarity increase and decrease, as we mentioned, like, that obviously means some of your traits will be changing. This will all happen gaslessly behind the scenes. Again, I don't know how it works, but I have seen it firsthand that it does happen gaslessly. So yeah, there's definitely things like that we can add in the future. And one more thing I want to mention is, because you mentioned somewhat about us knocking it out of the park, like, the community has been knocking out of the park. As I said, without this community, we wouldn't have the opportunity to be talking with Metaverse HQ, talking in this Twitter space, and really having all the excitement we've had behind Tasty Bones. It's really the community that's made this project, which is why, to me, making you guys happy, delivering on my promises, and having you guys hold me accountable on what I say is very important to me.
Righteous, man. Well, yeah, I love these AMAs. Again, thank you for your time, and also for Metaverse HQ. It's been a pleasure. Thanks again, y'all.
Thank you. All right. I think Philippe is up next.
That is correct.
Yep. What's up, Philippe?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I am really excited to be a part of this community, and I really enjoy being in the Discord every day. The people are helping. They are kind. I have never had an argument in the voice chat, and I just want to thank everyone of the part of the team, and you developers and everyone, for creating this amazing community. And my question is, could you simply explain how would the token work?
Yeah, there's not too much I want to say about the token yet. Obviously, we're still we only brought on the our advisor, the behavioral economist. We only brought him on at the beginning of this week, and he's looking over our tokenomics. He's, looking over the mechanics, which he already loves how it's going to work. But I mean, for us to make, like, he said he's going to, he has all these models and stuff that he's actually going to run numbers on to optimize a lot of our settings and optimize our tokenomics. The one thing that I can say about it, though, is, again, I want this to be an interactive experience. I want the people that are involved in Tasty Bones, involved in the community, to gain the value. So we won't be doing a staking model. We will be, let you accumulate the T-Bone tokens through a different method. And the reason we did that is because, some people that, for our mechanic to really thrive, we do rely on the community to actually interact with it, because, the more people that interact, the better it's going to be. And if people can just stake and earn the tokens, especially, if we provide LP for it, then that might de-incentivize them from, actually interacting with it, because they're just like, well, why would I spend time interacting if I can just do nothing and still earn the token? So that's why our decision behind this moving away from a staking model. But that's all I can really say at this point.
Thank you so much. And I would just like to shout out, we created today a Minecraft server, so everyone in the Discord is invited to play Minecraft with us.
Yeah, I heard about that. I had to pull Dabman, one of the mods, out, because I had to go have a quick meeting with him. He's just like, all right, I gotta go. We're playing Minecraft right now. So I did hear about it. So that's really awesome. That's again just another really cool thing that our community has done, and anybody in the Discord can play with it, not just those on the whitelist. So I really love to hear that. So thank you guys for setting that up. That's awesome.
Thank you for having me, and have a nice day.
Yep, thank you for coming up, and thanks for the questions. Nino, your question is up next.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate to be here, and this is the first NFT project that I'm really into because it looks so cool. The art is so good, and yeah, I'm not in the Discord yet, but I really I'm going to try hard next time to get into. So my question is, if you have any merch coming up on project or planning.
Yes, so some merchandise. We're definitely, talking to some suppliers at this time. I mean, obviously, so many people have requested merch, and of every kind of item you can imagine: bucket hats, stickers, phone cases, socks, pins, plushies, sweatshirt, everything. So we're currently, making sure that we make a good decision. And I also want to mention that, again, going along the lines of feeling everyone included, we will have merch available for everyone, not just for holders. Now, we might decide that we want to do maybe a couple exclusive items for people that hold their NFT, or for their, if they're actually holders of the Tasty Bone NFT. But I still think it's so incredibly important. I mean, the art, again, I also love this art. So I would love to rock, hoodies of this. I have pictures in my head what it can look like. So we're gonna make sure that everybody will have a chance to get Tasty Bones merch. So definitely that is something I would like to mention. And you know what? I kind of, as I said, I'm gonna be posting those Discord invite links from my Twitter. You know what? Fuck it. If you retweet it, you're entered in a 5 whitelist giveaway for Bone Marrow. So once you see that post, make sure to, first of all, if you're not in, try to get in, and then retweet and try to get. I'll be picking a Bone Marrow winner in, let's say, like 5 minutes. So if you're here, you have the best chance to get it, because you guys are going to know what's going to happen. And I'm not going to explain it on the post. I'll tell you when I post it. You just go there and do it. And by some chance, if you win the whitelist and you do not get into the Discord, don't worry. I will post the 5 winners, and I'll get in contact with you from my personal Twitter to get you in and then get you that role. But you know what? You guys have been so great listening. I mean, we've been holding an audience of 500 plus for now an hour and a half. So you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. So,
and yeah, that's your Twitter pinned up here as well, just so people can make sure that they're following the right one and that they're looking at the right account when this is coming out. So we want to make sure that is prevalent there. And it's also a shout out to Looper in that tweet that you have.
Yep, I definitely made sure. Again, I woke up this morning and was just the amount of generosity of that, especially the floor was I believe, even when he made that offer, was like 1.8 or 9. It's at like 2 now. So he overbid the floor by over 3 ETH. And that's just such an incredible level of generosity. So we made a special role for him actually in our Discord. It's called The Heart. He's the only one to currently have it. And again, just is Looper still in the crowd? I don't know if he's still here, but I don't see him. But again, big shout out to Looper. Thank you. $11,600 donated to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. On our second auction, I already saw, last time I checked, we had an offer of 3 ETH. So about, what is that, like 7? I don't even know how much that is. Somebody do math for me. But we have already an offer for 3 ETH. And that one's still going to be live for a day. And then we have 2 more auctions after that. So again, I never thought I'd be able to raise these kind of numbers for charity. So it's really just, it's my privilege. And I am so honored and humbled to be in a position where I can, raise this kind of money and give it to some good causes. As far as questions, I forgot who's next. So let's do the 3MPTE.
Hey, thanks for having me up, guys. I'm doing well. I just wanted to say I'm loving the community, the engagement, and the excitement in Discord. Whether it's the musicians performing or the karaoke or the fan art, there's a lot of talented people in there.
I 100% agree.
I had just a quick question. I saw a bunch of people asking about like sneak peeks, if we're going to actually get like an official channel about that. And then also just really quickly on the roadmap, it looks amazing. I was just kind of wondering, after we go into the land of the living, is that all kind of planned for this year, for 2022? And the T-Bone Armory, like, are we able to get some merch out of there?
So, as actually right now, you have it a little backwards. Right now, we're in the land of the living, and then the launch, we're considering that the land of the dead, because that's where the Tasty Bones are going to rise from, the land of the dead. Yeah, no problem. And this roadmap, I would say roughly, it's our plan for about the next year. Again, there's a lot of date. We don't want to just start throwing dates at you because, I mean, as I said, we just brought on an economist. We have a lot of, a lot of the bases have been set. Like, we've been working on it, but as the people that are developers know, bugs happen, slowdowns happen. So we don't want to start promising dates and not be able to hold it to it. But we are hoping to. The only one that we know that the date will definitely happen is that first step on the roadmap where it says Tasty Bones venture into the land of the living to collect their first food offering. That will probably happen within the first month after reveal. That's roughly what we're thinking. I mean, that utility is basically already fully built. But as far as moving on, I don't want to say specific dates for any of that. And then for the T-Bone Armory, you're just going to have to wait until you learn more about that.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do Rafael Luis Mendoza?
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I'm Bucci Gang from the community Discord. And I just want to shout out to my Bonetown VC friends, my new friends in the Filipino channel in the Discord community. And also I want to shout out to the mods because they're really approachable and they really answer all your questions. And actually, I'm new to NFTs and also I've been going to VCs, and the community has been teaching me a lot about the NFT space. Actually, it's not a question, but a suggestion because I've been talking a lot in the community that there are some that are new to the NFTs. And actually, it's a suggestion about when it comes to minting and the pre-mint, make it more friendlier to people who are new to NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to get an instructional video ready beforehand. You know, a little how to mint section. We totally agree, and that's also one thing I'd like to bring up. We have the voice chats. People have been extremely helpful. Like I've heard new people, and they're just like everybody's been welcoming. There's like no dumb questions in those voice
Yeah.
chats. People are dropping their own personal opinions, and again, I like to say personal opinions because as part of the team, we don't want to say that you should go invest in anything that's talking in
Yeah,
those chats. But I mean, that's what a lot of people have been using for, which I have no problem. And they've been getting it's a free flow of information, which I love to see. Like
Yeah.
everybody's allowed to hear it. But yeah, we'll definitely do something like that. So those that this might be their first mint. Because I know there's been sometimes I've been in voice chats and there's been this awesome person and they're just like, yeah, I'm just new into NFTs. I've never been on a whitelist, never minted before. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just that. It was like also their interactions beforehand. And I'm in the voice chat again, just lurking, not saying too much because I usually listen while I'm doing some
Yeah.
other work. And I've whitelisted them. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable when the minting process occurs. So yeah, hopefully that thank you for the suggestion. We'll definitely keep that in mind. And a little side tangent also about the voice chat that I wanted to mention from one of the last questions we got. The voice chat's awesome. For those that didn't see my video that I posted from Twitter the other day, one time I came into the voice chat and I was just, trolling them in chat and I was trying to hype them up like I was going to make a big announcement. And then I come in and I rickroll them in the voice chat. But then people started singing along and they loved it. So then that rickroll turned into an hour long of 150 people in the voice chat singing karaoke and singing along to songs together. It was so incredible. And I will say Discord could not handle that amount of people singing all at the same time, but people were loving it. And that's like the voice chat. If you've never gone in the voice chat or if you're a little nervous to talk, you could just go in there and listen. I mean, people are extremely friendly and some really cool things happen in there. We have 2 general voice chats, a theater channel where people can stream movies. We have a general voice chat for the Chinese community because that's by far our biggest non-English language community. And then we also have an exclusive voice chat. It's called the Gossip Girls voice chat. I kind of mentioned it, the Gossip Girls, where we created the space for women in the LGBTQ plus community. And to get access to that, you need to be nominated by a mod to get a Gossip Girl role. And the only reason we're doing that, it's not to be like exclusive and not include everyone. Like anybody of any gender and any identification can go into that channel. But we want to make sure the people that use that channel solely will use it for the purpose of, empowering those underrepresented communities in the NFT space. So we wanted to make sure that it didn't just turn into another general area. So we do really love our voice channels to round that up. So thank you for your suggestion and thank you for coming up.
Yeah, and shout out to my karaoke fam. Love you guys.
Yeah, shout out to the karaoke fam. We'll definitely be doing some more of that in the future.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll just go next to the 4-leaf clover, I see. I don't know. Is that just the name? It's a girly NFT.
Yes.
I can see you're unmuted, but I can't hear anything. Oh, I just heard something.
I believe there's something.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hi. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. This is
Again,
my
not a
first
Twitter
time
space if
speaking.
there isn't one.
Yeah, I get dropped a lot. I'm usually listening, so it's my first time speaking, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I really love your project, and I've been following since like 2,000 followers, so quite a while. I haven't
That's
made
awesome.
it into Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying. But I was just wondering, I do use Twitter on my phone, so how can you just repeat like slowly how you try to enter into the Discord with your phone? Because I was writing really quickly what you were saying, but I missed info.
Yeah, no problem there. So what you want to do is once you see that link posted, and I'll already tell you how I'm going to post it, so it might help you out, but it might help everyone out. I'm just going to give the little extensions after the discord.gg. So you can go in there. you're going to just copy and paste that little extension. And I'm going to put 2 codes, each for 100 uses each. So that's 200 invites. So once you have that one code copied, you go into your Discord app on your phone. You scroll all the way down where your channels are, and you'll see a little plus button. So like where you have all the icons for your different channels, at the very bottom, there's a plus button. You click on the plus button. It will say at the bottom, join server. And then from there, you'll get a little invite link thing. From there, you just have to paste that extension and then hit join server. And that will at least let you try to use that invite. So that is the best way to get in. Or that is not the best way. That's a lot easier way to do it on your phone.
Okay, thank you so much. That's really helpful.
Yep, of course. And you know what?
And thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting women speakers up.
Yeah, 100%. And again,
yeah.
No, you go. Sorry.
No, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting female speakers up. And as a female in the NFT space, like a lot of my friends, obviously, as women, they don't really understand NFTs. So it's really awesome when we have like mixed like communities involved in the space. So thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, so as I said, I'm still learning myself in the NFT space, and I have some really good friends, and I have one friend, a little shout out to her. Her name's Beanish. She goes by Estrella Senorita on Twitter, and she hosts she's always involved in these awesome Twitter spaces about, woman-led NFTs and the, women in the NFT space. And I think it's extremely important for everyone, no matter who you are, what you identify as, to, sit in those spaces and have those spaces available where you can listen and learn. Obviously, everyone has everyone's, has their own, personal privileges. I mean, I myself am, a 25-year-old white cisgender, like literally cream or as generic as you can get. So I think it's extremely important for me, especially now that I'm in this position, to listen to these other groups in the NFT space. And one thing I heard in one of those spaces is, if you're a project lead, create a space where people can have these discussions and, empower these underrepresented communities, which is why we created the Gossip Girls channel and the Gossip Girls voice chat. That is something that is extremely important to me. And even then, I sit in there and learn. And that is something that why I requested, Jacob and Mitch to do that, is because one thing they said in a voice chat, I sat in there and was talking to them. They're just like, this is awesome, because there's a lot of time in Twitter spaces, you'll raise your hand, and if they see a female profile pic, they might not get called on, or, a majority of male speakers will come up. So I definitely wanted to request to get, some questions from some non-males.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So we have Sonali. Let's treat you as the last question. But before I do that, I want to drop the Discord link. So I give everybody a chance that's in the space to retweet that post. Again, you could just comment, if you know. Don't say why you're retweeting. This is for you guys in the space. So if you retweet, I'll be drawing 5 winners. And then we'll give, those 5 winners whitelist. And I'll announce them right before we end the space so you can hear if you won or not. And again, if you already have whitelist, unfortunately, we can't transfer. You can't get a second one. You can't get more spots. And we won't really be able to transfer that to someone else. You have to win it yourself. So if you look over to my Twitter right now, if I can fucking find it, I'm going to tweet it right now. So there's 2 links to get into the Discord, and then retweet if you want to be entered into that whitelist giveaway. Again, I'll be giving away 5 whitelist spots, and I'll be making a post after I announce them. So without further ado, let's Sonali, what is you have the last question, so no pressure, but the spotlight is on you.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to ask, are we coming up with any collabs? Like the one with Imaginary Ones was super epic.
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, we've done collabs with Kaiju Kings. We've posted a special trait with them. We've worked with Imaginary Friends. We've worked with this is where I need my collabs manager, because we've worked with a lot. Let me tell you, a lot of people, and I forgot which ones I'm allowed to say and which ones I'm not allowed to say. I know we've worked with NanoPass and made some special traits for them. We've worked with Kumo X World. We've worked with. We're currently, we just teased on our main Twitter. Maybe we might do something with Crypto Maurice. There's a lot, and there's some talks of some really cool ones that I'm really excited for right now. Again, I can't speak of all of them, but if you look to our Twitter media, you can see a lot of those, special traits that we made for some of our collabs.
Actually, they are like pretty strong ones. Like all the best to the team, and the one Gossip Girls. I totally love chatting there. Like so amazing people in the chats. Love the vibes. I'm glad I made it into the Discord. My friend Dankman helped me get in. Like he's listening right now, and I'm super grateful to him.
Yeah, so we're again really happy. As I mentioned, the issues with our Discord, why we can't fully open it. We do want to, as time goes on and we can handle some of these, more logistical and technical issues. We will hopefully get more and more people as time evolves, especially post-mint. So yeah, thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you for
Awesome.
having.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sonali. And my goodness, thank you so much, Foster. It's so nice to have you here. It's nice to have someone come on that can do our job and do it better. And really appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. We've got 65 requests, by the way, Foster, for this AMA. So I don't know. Maybe we break it down again sometime soon.
Yeah.
We did not get to nearly as much as the community is demanding. But what are your final thoughts here today after speaking with the community, after shooting the shit with us? What can you share with us other than that Crypto Maurice Alpha, which if you didn't catch that, don't sleep on it. What else would you like to share?
Well, first of all, I hope that was the one that I was supposed to talk about. I don't, one thing, if you want some alpha drops, if you see me in voice chats, you might want to join, because sometimes, and I get yelled at by our operations manager all the time. They're just like, so you weren't supposed to say that yet. And I'm just like, I haven't leaked anything super big yet, luckily, but I do like to drop sneak peeks every once in a while. I see my mods laughing because they just know how many times I get yelled at to not do that.
I love that. Like
yeah,
Holland of Bones.
Yeah,
Man Alpha.
But what I really want to say is, first of all, thank you to the community. And every time I come up, I say these exact words. Without you guys, I would just be speaking to a blank space. I'd be speaking to a wall. I'd be looking at my phone, just talking to myself. I mean, the community is what's making Tasty Bones so great. Our job on the development team is for us to, guide the project, and especially listen to our community and really, as I said, bring value to our community, regardless if it's through the NFT or you're just a normal community member that doesn't have the NFT. We want to bring value to everyone. And we ask that the community members, hold us to our words. You hold us accountable. If we mess up, I'm more than happy to take the blame. We actually had one member that we actually owed them an approving bone, and he won through two separate giveaways. Very lucky for him. And when I was submitting the whitelist to get those prizes sent, one of them accidentally got deleted because it was 100% our fault. We thought we just accidentally copied it, but he was owed to. And we've talked to him personally. Like, he called us out on it, and he was completely right to do so. Like, we made a mistake, and I take full responsibility for that. We've apologized. We're making it right with him. And that's just one example. But if I always ask my community, if there's ever something that you don't think that that we're not doing right, or we're not holding true to what we've said, we want you guys to call us out. And we've been extremely transparent about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I'm really doing my best to do that because, again, I want the community to trust me. I mean, is that we've doxed ourselves because I felt like it would add trust. Again, I don't think, project teams that aren't doxed are necessarily bad. It was a personal decision on mine and Dylan's part. But I really just want to, I've been put in a crazy position, a surreal position. Like I've talked to like some athletes and people I never thought I would talk to. So it's now my responsibility to deliver for my community and for our community. So I guess that's all I really want to say. So let me go right now. Last chance to retweet that tweet I posted from my account. I'm copying the link over right now into the Twitter picker. We're going to do 5. And quickly, if you're listening, I'm putting this in right now. You have to be following Metaverse and you have to be following Tasty Bones. So oh God, let me make sure I put in the Metaverse one right. Sorry for my delays. I think that's only fair. You guys hosted us that, we add that little stipulation that they should be following both of us.
Appreciate that. And we put it up on pinned it right. Old Mitch, I finally learned how to pin something on Twitter Spaces.
Oh, I completely, you should have heard me in some of the Twitter Spaces I was up. Literally, like, somebody else was talking and I was supposed to be the one helping with the speakers and pinning everything. And for 35 minutes, I'm just like, I have no clue how to pin anything here.
Bro, I swear, I rug myself, honestly. I only have myself to blame, but have you up here, Foster. Again, it's nice when we're able to kick it with someone that's super passionate and knows most of what they're supposed to say and communicate with the community, and it's seeping through right now. So really appreciate it. Also, Meg Thorpe likes the art, so that makes me bullish. The fact of the matter is, when we analyze projects in the metaverse, anything upcoming, we always look to see if the team is doxxed, because accountability in the space is key. And that's why I do it. That's why a lot of the projects that we are bullish on, we're bullish because of that. So I appreciate you putting accountability, putting your name behind Tasty Bones. And yeah, we're very much excited here at Metaverse HQ. A little bit about our community. We are an NFT trading community. So if you'd like to learn more about trading NFTs, collecting, investing, and play and earn games, everything in between, we're happy to be an incredible resource for you there. Please hit me up. This is Mitch speaking. Hit up Jacob. Hit up megthorpe .art. Is it megthorpe.art.eth, Meg? It's megthorpe.eth. She's yelling at me in a British accent. It's beautiful. But yes, she's our newest engagement manager. So if you are not as comfortable with NFTs, trading, collecting, you don't want to get scammed, you want to get rugged, definitely please feel free to reach out. Find a resource in the space that you can talk to. Join communities like Tasty Bones. Make sure you are staying up to date with all of the information. Make sure that you are accessing the starter guides, familiar with MetaMask, everything in between. This is a really exciting project, and we understand it might be a first mint for a lot of you, wherever you are in the world, and that's fucking incredible. You love to see it. So we just want to make sure that you're having a nice seamless transition into the space, and that your first mint be a merry one. And Foster, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a superlative day. We'll definitely be seeing you around. We've got in office hours. If you're a Metaverse HQ member, we've got an office hours with Nansen, an NFT trading tool that we've partnered with. So that will be happening at 4 p.m. Pacific time in 1 hour. Tune into our Discord. And for everyone tuned in today, for Tasty Bones, thank you so much for doing so. We hope you enjoy the alpha.
Yep. And quickly before you end, I do want to announce I did pick those 5 winners, so I'll announce them live right now.
Let's do it.
And but before I do that, again, from myself and from the entire Tasty Bones team, because you guys actually reached out to us fairly early, and we were very humbled when we saw your name pop up in our DM. So first of all, thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Mitch. And thank you, everyone at Metaverse HQ. Again, we are so honored and humbled to have this opportunity to speak with you guys and have this platform. So, and again, thank you for everyone that, took 2 hours out of the day to, just listen to me ramble on. Because I do know I like to talk a lot. But without further ado, the 5 winners to the that will be getting the bone marrow, the whitelist of Tasty Bones. Again, if you're not in the Discord, I will be posting them from my official Twitter, the winners, and I'll get in contact with you guys. We have at Brittany Parsons _. We have at Hobu, HOBUU. We have at Golgo DT13. We have at Han Serpiki, and we have at Chasers24K. So congratulations to those 5 winners. I will be posting the pictures and the link or the handles, and I will be getting in touch with you from the 5timesdistilled.eth Twitter account.
All right, and make sure it's an official one, not one that's trying to rug you.
Well, yeah, if I don't like to say I'll never DM you first because there are a couple times I do have to DM you first. But whenever I DM you, I always say in my DMs, please verify this is the official account. I do think that is very important, and that you do look, especially when you get a DM from anybody, you should see who's actually DMing you, because there are fake 5timesdistilled.eth accounts that we've had to deal with, and some of them are banned. I know there's still a couple up that Twitter's taking their sweet time to delete. But again, be very, very careful. Please, when you see the DM, you click on the name to see that it's my official profile.
100%. Glad you clarified. I believe imitation is a form of flattery to some degree, but definitely make sure that you are practicing safe minting habits and engagements, especially on social media. But thank you again, Foster. We got to get you again for some sort of spaces, bro. You are an alpha leak like no.
I dropped. We didn't even really fully go over the roadmap today, and I just dropped that in there. So. And I especially those in the Discord, they know I hop into the voice chats. I'll be listening at 1 a.m., half asleep, getting ready to go to sleep. And then people notice me, and then they'll ask a really good question. I'll answer it. And then I'll do a 2-hour AMA at 1 a.m. my time. I've done that 3 or 4 times now. So, I definitely like to, I don't say I just end up leaking, alpha, and we'll definitely be able to do something soon, hopefully. I know my February between this and my PhD studies, and also the fact I'm working doubles at my job at the hospital. Today's my 1 day off for the next couple weeks. We'll be crazy busy, but we'll definitely find some more time to, meet up and talk again.
All right, man. You're an absolute legend. I don't know how you juggle it all, but we love to see it. We're excited for Tasty Bones and what you're bringing into the NFT space. It's been an incredibly positive impact so far, and you have the full support of Metaverse HQ. So go on, keep building, keep your head down. We'll do the degen minting, and we're excited for Tasty Bones.
All right, thank you. Thank everyone in attendance and everyone GMs and GNs.
GM. May your mints be merry.